Good evening, dear listeners. I'm Jyoti Das, and in Yuvavani tonight, we have with us Mr. Harsh Nassa, second-year law student at Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies, School of Law, Bengaluru. Welcome, Harsh.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Let's try getting an insight of the thoughts and work of a modern Indian law student. Shall we start by asking you, why did you choose law as a career?
This may sound cliché, and I was in my 10th standard. I was late for catching the school bus, and therefore I had to book the cab. And I had a nice chit-chat with the cab driver, and just before reaching, this guy broke into tears. And the reason was, he had a property dispute going on from years, and he was saying that all my family wealth is being drained toward legal services. And we know property disputes are something which go on for years. So, this is the time when person is choosing what to do in life. 10th standard, we are sensitive, we are empathetic. And so this is one thing that struck me. And second one is that I do not like math. So this was one way to go away from math.
And tell us, what is the process to earn a place as a law student? What are the exams, etc. one needs to prepare for?
In order to pursue a career in law in India, you need to first complete your school studies, that is 10 plus 2, and then you can prepare for some common entrance exams. The most common entrance exams for law in India are Common Law Admission Test, that is CLAT. Other one could be ALET, that is All India Law Entrance Test. Law School Admission Test, that is LSAT. And the State Level Law Entrance Test, that is SET. You need to enroll in a law school, which might have a 3-year law program and 5-year law program. 3-year law program is just individual LLB, whereas 5-year programs are integrated programs. It may be BLLB, it may be BBLLB. Finally, along with law school, one thing which all the people, even the students, wait for is internships. Internships may be with government, at law firms, internships under advocates. That's one main thing which a law student does, gain practical experience. Once we complete the law degree, we will need to clear the bar exam to become a practicing lawyer. The bar exam is conducted by the Bar Council of India.
Very well. So now that you're close to finishing second year pursuing the study of law, which field is it that interests you the most?
Though I'm just a second year law student of a 5-year law program, and I haven't really studied hardcore law subjects till now, I think because of all the extracurriculars activity that I have been doing, you have variety of competitions. It may be ranging from moot court competitions, a demo court. You will be given a problem. There will be judges coming from outside. You need to argue and the judgment will be there. And then there are competitions like MUN, Model United Nations, wherein you are a representative of your country debating on some agenda, some issue at hand. Currently, when I'm doing such competitions, the proposition of moot courts, the agenda of MUNs, all relate to human rights. So I got to research, I got to know about the dilemma. This field is so meaningful and rewarding. Human rights issues are global and they affect people in different parts of the world. And pursuing a career, or rather choosing it as a field, it can actually provide me opportunities to work with international organizations and make a difference on a global level. What about this field is so intriguing is that it is all about kindness. It deals with a fundamental question about the nature of human existence and what it means to live in a just and fair society. If I had to define human rights are nothing but these are simple rights that we get simply because we exist as human beings. They are not granted to us by any state. They are independent, they are inherent, they are universal in nature regardless of my nationality, my sex, my color, my religion, my language or any other status. They range from the most fundamental, that is the right to life, to those that make life worth living, such as the right to food, right to education, right to work, right to health and right to liberty.
Harsh, now that we have discussed about what human rights are, you told that they are something very simple, very basic, very existential. Then what exactly is the dilemma?
If I had to tell you about the dilemma or rather fundamental questions, I could just corroborate that with 2 examples. First one will be the provision of preventive detention under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. It is a detention of an individual, arrest of an individual by the government without trial or charge on the suspicion that he or she might be involved in some crime. Now, the aim of preventive detention is to prevent the commission of a crime or spreading of unlawful activities. And this provision allows to detain an individual for up to 6 months without presenting any evidence or charge against him. And you may not even know why you have been arrested. And you'll be denied any kind of legal services. So it's like a very no vakil, no appeal, no dalil kind of situation. At the same time, state's first duty is its security. So between what is right, what is wrong, what is white, what is black, human rights are grey. A second example, it would be the current issue of LGBTQ. Just because some people out there have a different sexual identity or orientation which is not typical or at par with something called society's expectation does not mean that person is not a human. The legal recognition of same-sex marriages in India is currently being argued upon in the Supreme Court.
Let's hear from you the current scenario and arguments surrounding the laws governing LGBTQ in India.
After Article 377, a same-sex can actually, they get a recognition, but they still do not have a right to cohabit. They do not have a right to marry. There are different arguments, and there are again different perspectives, and there are again different dilemmas. On one side, people in support of same-sex marriages argue that man, woman are social construct. It is the society which has made such terms. They say that right to marry, or rather right to cohabitation, is the most basic right, and state should not interfere in that. These are fundamental rights which cannot be violated. But on the other hand, opponents of same-sex marriages in India believe that it is against the order of nature. And it is said that procreation is something which is the order of the nature. But certainly, very obviously, you cannot procreate in such marriages. And on the other side, it also said that it would be extremely difficult to amend all existing laws to accommodate same-sex marriages in India. So, human rights is all about critical thinking and dilemma solving.
Earlier today, during our conversation outside studio, you were telling something very interesting about the role artificial intelligence could or could not play in the law. Now, as AI is making significant inroads in almost all aspects of human life, we'd like to hear your thoughts on this matter.
While AI, that is artificial intelligence, has the potential to, transform the legal industry in India, it is unlikely that AI will actually replace lawyers entirely. AI can certainly be used in augment and enhance the work of lawyers, but it cannot actually replace the expertise, the judgment. And if I had to give you a few reasons, firstly, the complexity of legal work. This legal field involves complex and very nuanced concepts, as well as a deep understanding of legal principles and case law, something which is open to interpretation. While AI can actually certainly assist in legal research and analysis, it cannot fully replace the experience and judgment of human lawyers. If I had to give you a second reason, it would be the personal touch. Personal touch in the sense that certain legal matters are very sensitive. The matrimonial matters where husbands, wife have daily struggles going on in their life. It is very emotional. It is very sensitive. In that position, I think a sense of empathy is required, which I do not think AI will bring to the table. This is a very professional industry. You have certain code of ethics. I think the third problem would be that only ethics and accountability. Legal works involves a lot of ethical considerations and professional responsibilities such as maintaining client confidentiality, avoiding conflict of interest, and upholding the rule of law. AI cannot replace the ethical judgment and accountability of human lawyers. If I had to conclude that, I would just also say, advocates or lawyers' relationship with their clients are most interesting. Building trust and rapport with clients is an important part of legal industry because that also determines your repetition rate. I do not think that is something which is replaceable in the legal field, especially with emerging AI. That personal touch and human interaction is something AI cannot provide in this field. I do not deny with the fact that it can be a valuable tool, but it cannot replace the human element.
Now, Harsh, when a layman like me thinks about law and lawyers, it's always court and arguments. Could you expand on the role of lawyers beyond the court, as in the job prospects of a law student today?
Legal industry is so wide. The job opportunities are wide and they vary across various sectors. Now, if I had to put that in a proper structured manner, I would first start with law firms. Law firms are primary employers for lawyers in India. Large law firms are constituted in major cities like Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore, which offer a wide range of legal services to clients and are always looking for talented lawyers to join their team. Nowadays, most of the college students, they are rushing towards getting internships in big corporate law firms. And then there is something called the in-house legal department. There are a number of industries, number of companies, number of departments, number of startups. Everything requires compliance with the government rules in order to set up your industry. These in-house legal departments are actually there in order to handle legal issues such as compliance, contracts, regulatory matters. In-house legal jobs can offer a diverse range of opportunities and challenges. The government offices give many job opportunities for lawyers such as public prosecutors, legal advisors and judges. The judiciary is particularly attractive option for lawyers as it offers job security and opportunities for advancement. One more example of a job prospect in the legal field, it would be the NGO and non-profit organizations. They work on issues such as human rights, social justice, environmental protection, and therefore they require legal experts to help navigate them through the complex issues. And finally, you can be a part of the academia. Law school and universities across India offer teaching and research opportunities for legal profession. One more important thing which I missed out was a legal process outsourcing LPO firms. So if I had to conclude it, India offers a wide range of job prospects for legal professionals with the right education, skills and experience. We all law students can find a rewarding and fulfilling career in the legal industry in India.
And finally, what is it that you hope to contribute to the society as a young, modern lawyer of the 21st century in a country like ours?
As a law student in modern India, I believe that I have certain responsibilities which I have to fulfill. The legal profession, it is uniquely positioned to help ensure that justice and fairness are two concepts which are always upheld in the society. And some ways, law students, youth, how we can help the society is by joining a cause. One of the primary ways that I can contribute as a law student is by promoting access to justice. This involves volunteering with legal aid clinics. What we do is we take pro bono cases. Pro bono cases is in the sense that for anyone coming for any type of legal services, we do not take money from them. That is one important aspect in order to promote access to justice. And for those who cannot actually afford it, it becomes fundamental right for them, right to fair trial. Another important area in which I can contribute is by advocating for human rights. This involves researching. For example, what I'm doing right now, speaking about the issue. This can also involve writing about the issue. If I just talk about a situation wherein human rights have been violated and even one person listens to it and he gets to aware of his rights, I think that serves the purpose. Then I believe educating the public is the most important and is the most challenging one. I can contribute to society by educating the public about the law and their legal rights and obligations. This can involve organizing legal literacy campaigns, giving talks, giving lectures, and using social media as a tool to spread legal awareness. And finally, I believe it is very important that all of us from now, we work for a cause for social justice. This involves participating in movements that seek to end discrimination, promote equality, working with organizations that promote social justice, engaging with policymakers to promote legal reforms that actually help ensure that everyone is actually treated fairly and with dignity. So if I had to conclude it, I'm very lucky to be a law student in a country like India. It provides a very unique opportunity to make a positive impact on the society.
Thank you, Harsh. We hope to be ushered in this more just, more humane society by young lawyers like you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. With this, we conclude tonight's segment of Yuvavani. I am Jyoti Das, and we were in conversation with Mr. Harsh Nassa, a second-year law student at Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies, School of Law, Bengaluru.
Thank you.